Welcome back to the channel, guys. We've got a bunch of orders to ship out on eBay that sold over the weekend, and we've been actually going to yard sales. You may have actually seen a yard sale video on the channel, maybe just right before this video, possibly. But it's getting really interesting because yard sales were so good for us in Toronto, and even when we first moved to Calgary, we were getting some decent luck. But a part of me feels like, I get that feeling in my gut that the Goodwill bins is still going to be our major sourcing place. Like it feels like it's still going to be the place where we're going to get our best deals. And maybe that's going to be true. We'll have to see. This is going to be a very interesting summer. I'm going to try to gather a lot of data and obviously have a lot of anecdotal points as well. But regardless, let's go pick some orders. Let's get into our storeroom here, turn the light on, and we do have some video games that sold. I believe one of them is here. It is, yes, it is Left 4 Dead 2. So Left 4 Dead 2, we actually grabbed this. I think it was at the Goodwill bins fairly recently. So it's one of those games you actually might see a lot, and people would assume that this might be a cheap game because, you know, it was a Platinum's hit. It's kind of like a, you know, first-person shooter kind of. And a lot of those type of games that you just kind of skip over or look over and not really think would be valuable. But no, this is actually fairly valuable. We sold it for about $22 on eBay, and we're going to get this ready to ship out today. And we sold another video game. It was a Pokemon 3DS game. This was never on camera. We actually got a lot of video games like a 3DS and a bunch of other games on Marketplace. It was actually a decent deal. It wasn't like something crazy, you know, it's nothing like Goodwill bins or even like a really good thrift store, but still, I'm pretty happy with this pickup. And it is not this one. This is Pokemon Moon. It was Ultra Moon, I believe. Is this it right there? No, all our 3DS stuff and DS stuff is here. Sonic, that's not it either. It's got to be one of these. No, it's not Zelda. Oh my god, what is going on? So we do have a, nope, Phineas and Ferb. It's not that. It was like the last game we dug up. Yes, there it is. Pokemon Ultra Moon here for the 3DS. We sold it for $40 on eBay. It's a nice, clean, crispy copy. It doesn't come with its case and manual though, but still, nonetheless, not a bad flip at all. And that's going out as well today. And another video game that we actually got at the Goodwill bins as well. It's another Xbox game. And it should be one of the ones here. Yes, it is right there. Rayman Legends, not bad at all. I think we sold this for about $20 or so on eBay. Not a bad flip. You know, we paid for what, maybe like 50 cents for this at the Goodwill bins. So anytime you're getting stuff at the Goodwill bins for the profit margins, there's nothing really that compares to it. And that's why it's going to be interesting to kind of document the process of all the yard sales and see whether or not Goodwill bins might be the place we end up going to even during the summer more than yard sales, which is shocking to even think about that, but it might actually happen. We'll have to wait and see. But regardless, this is going out today on eBay. Another video game we got at the Goodwill bins, and it's crazy because we don't have a lot of luck anymore at the Goodwill bins when it comes to video games. There was like a stretch of like 2 months where there was just tons of games coming out. It felt like every time we went to the Goodwill bins, we'd come home with like a cart full or like a stack, like a handful stack filled with just great video games. But you know, it's one of those things it's just interesting. I love seeing the development of my store where first it was Lego, and then we kind of started pulling some of the Lego listings to sell at toy shows instead. And then it became more like 80s toys and just regular toys. And then now it's being like overwhelmed with even plushies like Jellycats and Pokemon plush. And it feels like right now video games, they're still hot. They had like a cool down for us at one point, and then now they've been selling like absolute bananas. And this is one of those games we got at the Goodwill bins. And it was a 007 game. It should be one of these games here. We just got it fairly recently. No, it's not one of the ones there, so maybe it is right at the back. Yeah, there it is, right there. Bloodstone for 007. Unbelievable. I was kind of in shock when I saw the price of it. We researched it. It just doesn't look like one of those games that will be worth a lot of money, especially when you see Xbox 360 games. Usually that is one of the least selling consoles when it comes to video games. But regardless, this was an amazing flip, and we actually sold it for $30, picked up at the Goodwill bin, so probably paid maybe 50 cents for this tops. One last video game, and it's a PlayStation 1 game we actually got at a thrift store in my city called Wins. It's a very, very good thrift store to find video games, if you can find them. If any video game goes up on the shelf that's like $20 and up on the secondary market, it's gone like within a second. So if you're not there at the right place at the right time, which we were for a ton of these PlayStation 1 games, including the one that sold today, then you're probably going to miss out. And that game was right here, Little Mermaid There we are. Very, very cool Disney game for PlayStation 1. I think this sold for, was it $30? It's a little bit of crack in the case right there. And yes, I believe, yes, it sold for $25. Sorry, $25 on eBay. Not a bad flip. I think we paid like $1 for this at the wins that we bought this at. It might have been like one of those media 50% off days, but nonetheless, really good score. We're gonna get this ready to ship out today. Next up is a My Little Pony doll. It is in SKU E. We sold it for $11 on eBay. I think we also got this at the Goodwill bins, and E is right there on that side. This is it right here. Yep, sold this for $11 on eBay. Not a crazy flip. We probably could have got more for it, but it was in the store for like a few months. Usually when it gets to about the 6-month mark, I say, you know what, I'll cut someone a deal, send some offers. And that's what we did with this one. And that's what we did for this one, so we're going to get this ready as well to ship out today. And the last thing that's going out today is a Jellycat that we actually got. It is a Bashful Bunny Jellycat. We actually also found this at the Goodwill bins. And we sold it for $22. I think this is it based on the colors. No, this is not it. This is a small version of it. There it is. I see the colors right now. This is definitely it right here. Not bad. $22. Probably paid maybe 75 cents based on weight at the Goodwill bins. Really good flip, and we're going to get this ready as well to ship out today. So that is it for us for orders. It was a decent weekend. Wasn't the busiest weekend we've had. Usually we sell like between 6 and 12 items on the weekend, or during the weekend, I should say, from like Friday to Monday morning, and then we ship this stuff out early on Monday afternoons usually. And just one quick correction. It was the small one. So it was the 8-inch one. So this actually sold for $22, guys. This tiny Jellycat, only 8 inches. That is wild. $22, a great flip. Even better than I thought. The other one is still on the eBay store. So unbelievable. It's been interesting to see what's been going on with like the way that our store has been evolving, and just like how many items now are selling at a faster rate. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that video games really are taking over our store, even though they probably only take up maybe 25% of the inventory that we actually have in the store. And to see them just pop off the way that they are is encouraging, but also at the same time disconcerting. It's encouraging and disconcerting because video games it's a good market, but it's a tough market because there's a lot of resellers who are out here, at least in my city, that really hunt for video games. It's almost like impossible. If you watch my yard sale video, a few times I asked about video games, and almost every time someone will reply with, oh, you're like the second, third, or fourth person asked today, or we just sold them. So it's a very tough market, at least for yard sales, especially in my city. But I'm hoping we get some good luck at yard sales for video games this summer, at the very least, maybe at the Goodwill bins, because we had luck there before in the past, but it's just not something I really count on that much anymore. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave a like down below, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.